Hi Verse, it's your girl KZ here today to give you guys another video. So today Verse, I'm going to be doing something that's actually a little bit different than what it is that I usually do. I am going to be doing a tier list. I have all the DC movies and I have all the DC TV shows that have been done on either HBO, definitely on the CW. Oh my goodness. And no, yeah, I think it's just really on those two platforms, really. But basically, I'm going to be doing a tier list. I had this idea from a friend of mine, because we were having a conversation, right? And it was something that I was kind of getting into. And then my friend told me, because my friend follows my channel, and then my friend was like, you know what, Cora? How come you don't ever just do like a tier list? And I remember I was like, the hell's that? I don't know what a tier list is. And supposedly he told me, oh, you go to tier list, you type up the subject that you want. And basically, people have made these charts where you can rank certain shows, or maybe a book, or like a game or something. Like you can rank things. And I was like, really? So then I wanted to check this and I found out about it and I was like, oh wow, they got all this stuff for DC. And apparently especially for Marvel. And then my friend was telling me, I would kind of like to see your perspectives on certain things. So yeah, like I kind of want to see how you think about the rankings of the DC and especially the Marvel. Like I told my cousins about it too. They were like, no, yeah, let's see what you think about the Marvel ones because we know that you have other opinions about this and that. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. So just to make something very clear, guys, like I said before, I love superhero films. I really do. I love superhero films. I read comics. I get into the lore. I play the games. I get into all that. I'm not somebody that just watches superhero films and don't know shit about the comics, okay? Like, to me, those aren't really hardcore fans. They're just people that just follow movies or shows because they're just easy to follow. That's what they are. They're incredibly easy. I know quite a few people that do that, and then I know quite a few people that talk so much shit and they don't even know anything about the comics. I'm just like, well, then why are you talking out of your ass and you don't know what you're talking about? I mean, it's just kind of dumb. But for me, as much as I will get into the Marvel list, and I will. Oh, trust me, I will. And as burned out as I am when it comes down to all these superhero films, I'm willing to go back into the subject and give you guys my ranking when it comes down to DC and especially Marvel. That'll be for later, I promise. But for this one, let's get into the DCEU and tell you guys my thoughts on the movies and just where I feel like they should be. So, welcome Verse to my ranking of the DCEU and the DC television series and let you guys know just what I think about them. So with that said though Verse, let's get to it. Alright Verse, so we got Elite, S, A, B, Mid-Tier, D, F, why was this made, and haven't watched. Okay, should I start off with the movies or should I start off with the shows? I'll start off with the movies. I think the movies came first, obviously. So, Man of Steel. Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. Oh, okay, so Man of Steel is an A. It's an A. It's an A. I know some people are gonna be like, no, it's not. It's a B or mid-tier. No, fuck that. It's an A. Yes, there were some controversial decisions that Zack Snyder has made when it comes down to the character of Superman. Sure, but it is nothing that takes away from Superman when you think about it, you know? It's just, these are questions that anybody will ask. Oh, should I expose myself as a hero? Will I get some controversy for this? Will I get this and that, you know? Is it right to have let these kids die so I could have kept myself hidden? Otherwise, people could come after me. It's just talk, you know, when you think about it. It's just things people would honestly question. Don't get me wrong, some of the decisions are questionable, for sure. You know, there's that scene with Clark Kent's father where basically John is stuck, you know, and then the tornado's coming, and even though Superman could have gone to save him, he was like, don't do it. He was like, I'm gonna prove my point. Don't do it, and then he died. And I was kind of like, huh. Okay, but regardless though, it's not a bad movie. You know, you enjoy the soundtrack, you enjoy the fight scenes, man. You enjoy the visuals especially. They come off very realistic sometimes, you know, they really do. And I do like that, you know, I like how the visuals from DC is so different than the visuals from Marvel. And you can tell there's a huge difference when it comes down to visual effects. I definitely like the humor that was here and there. That's what I liked about this movie. It wasn't focused on being funny, it was just focused on telling you a good story. I like Henry Cavill's adaptation of Superman. He does a great job here. I do like the villain. The choice for the villain, which is Zod. I thought he did a really good job here. But when it comes down to the negatives, I will say this. I do feel like the destruction of Metropolis was overdone. I feel like something that was that big should have been saved for like maybe a third movie instead of the very first one, right? Because I was like, whoa, okay, so we're doing that already. But regardless, you do enjoy it when you watch it. I do like Superman's commitment to him trying to figure out things. I mean, because that's what Superman would do. You know, he would try to figure out, should I interfere? Should I not? Do people really want me to not do this? Or should I do that because it's the right thing? I do like that. You know, I can see where Zack Snyder was going with that. I do like the sequence where Superman's learning how to fly. I do like that scene. And of course, the soundtrack. Hans Zimmer did a great job in this movie with the soundtrack. I do enjoy that. It's an A for me, man. man. It's Man of Steel. And this is like the best Superman movie we've gotten in quite a while, you know? Definitely better than the 2006 or 7 movie. Batman vs. Superman. Okay, so this movie, it's mid-tier. It's mid-tier. It's not a D. It's not in the why was this made, kinda. It's mid-tier. Look, it's what we got. Could the movie have been better? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's not necessarily a Batman vs. Superman movie at times. It's more of a Dawn of Justice type of movie. It's just more of a setup for Justice League. So clearly the visuals are great. The soundtrack is great. The first 20 minutes of that movie, whew, I like, whether you like it or not, like that, like that. I remember I was like, when I was in the theater, I fucking love that soundtrack. That shit got me hyped. I do like the motivations for both characters depending on the version. There's the theatrical version and then there's the extended version. The theatrical version gets an F. There was just so much taken out where you were just like, I don't believe that. So people really think that Superman uses bullets. Some people, they're just hating on Superman just to hate on him. I didn't like Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor in both versions. Yeah, you don't want to pick a fight with this guy. Nope. Yeah, that interpretation, man, I was just like, what were you doing? It should have been Bryan Cranston. Bryan Cranston should have played Lex Luthor. He wanted to play the character too. Oh my god, they missed a huge opportunity there. The theatrical version gets an F. Extended version gets a mid-tier. And it's a mid-tier because some people do like this movie. And some people obviously hate the movie. Obviously, you can make fun of the Martha scene. You can utilize the fact that they killed off Jimmy Olsen, which is like Superman's best friend, because Zack Snyder came out saying that, oh, that they didn't feel like there will be enough room for Jimmy Olsen. I don't necessarily believe that. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah, there is. It's Jimmy Olsen, you know? But alright, they did that. The reason why it's mid-tier for me is because the extended version does so much. It gives you more clarification with Batman. You definitely get more clarification and characterization when it comes down to Henry Cavill's Clark Kent. Not Superman, Clark Kent. He's being a reporter. He actually wants to go ahead and figure out how to take down the Batman without being Superman. He tries. People in Gotham keep telling him, you using a pen dude, as great as that might be for you, that ain't really gonna do shit. Only a fist can take down a guy like that. And I like that motivation for that. I like the fact that even after that bomb went off in that Capitol building, that Superman actually mourned. He was like, man, the bomb was right there and I couldn't detect it. If I had just noticed the bomb was there, I could have saved all those people. Like, I let them down. I like that. I really do. I do like the fact that you get to see Lois Lane become more of a reporter here. She's actually doing detective work. Obviously, the fight scenes are great. I do like the setup for the Justice League, even though I feel like that could have been maybe used for an end credit scene. I don't really feel like DC has to do end credit scenes. That's for Marvel, but this was when DC was trying to figure out what it was doing. So if they had to have done that, okay, it could have been more of an end credit scene for that, in my opinion. Wonder Woman in the film, she was done good. She really was. She didn't do too much. She was just kind of here and there, but she was done really good. I did like her when it came down to the end. Now, Doomsday. Yeah, that villain should have been saved for either a Justice League type of villain or it should have been used for Man of Steel 3. It should have been saved for later. Superman dying, as ballsy as it was done too early because, you know, that speck of dirt that rose up, I was like, what? Yeah, the death of Superman was used way too early. They should have saved that for later. And most importantly, what I do like about this movie, and I'll say it again, is the realism in this movie. I love how you have people who are in that political subject talking about Superman. Should there be a Superman? Should there not be a Superman? Is it alright to keep him here? Should he be responsible for the damage that he's been committing? That's what I love about this movie, is people talking about the subject. People in real life would act like that, in my opinion, because people wouldn't have a superhero come in, bring a whole bunch of destruction and be like, well, anyways, you know, we're alive. No, like, they're gonna be grateful that they're alive, but they're gonna be like, who the fuck's gonna pay for all this? You know what I'm saying? It's not like the Marvel movies where shit constantly happens and nobody takes any responsibility. Like, it's not like that. Like, here, I like that DC adds that realism into that when it comes to their movies. I like that, I really do. It's very adultish. But regardless, though, I know the movie is not for everybody, mainly because of the particular reason is the fact that it was rushed. You have 7 movies into 1 movie, and that's what kind of killed it. It was supposed to be Batman vs. Superman. You get that, but it wasn't the focus, and it sucks. Like, I did enjoy the fight, but it could have been done so much better. So it's mid-tier, for sure. It's not terrible, but it's definitely not great either. It's really not, and I hate to say that, because I do enjoy some of the stuff that Zack Snyder does here. Oh, Suicide Squad. This movie, it's mid-tier. It's mid-tier. And I say mid-tier because some people do enjoy the movie, believe it or not. It's not bad. I've seen worse superhero movies done. And in the DCU, there are actually worse movies than Suicide Squad. There really are. Especially if you watch the extended version, there's an extra 15 minutes added. You get more characterizations with the Suicide Squad. One in particular with Katana. You get some more things with Crocodile. A little bit. You get some more scenes with the Joker. People were upset because they were like, why was Jared Leto's Joker in this movie? He did nothing. If anything, Jared Leto should have been the villain of the movie. Joker should have been the villain. And he wasn't. Even Ayer admitted that. Enchantress, as interesting of a character that she was when it comes down to powers, it would have been better for her to have been a squad member than the villain. It really would have. I did like the soundtrack. It definitely worked. I like the humor. You know, David Ayer brought some humor into this, and I like that. Will Smith does a great job as Deadshot. Margot Robbie brought in such great fan base when it came down to Harley Quinn. She did a great job as Harley Quinn. She really did. I love the cameos that were in the movie. You know, you get some cameos of Batman. I didn't know Flash was going to be in the movie, that's for sure. You know, he was in it for like, what, 5 seconds? But hey, you know, you did enjoy it at the time. I definitely enjoyed some of the fight scenes. Now, the problem with the film is obviously the villain was weak. Enchantress, it was just another beam in the sky. You know, there was Transformers, there was Avengers, you know, the first Avengers movie, all this beam in the sky nonsense and stuff, and they did it here again, and I was like, ugh. The Joker, like I said, he was here and there. Also, the biggest thing for this movie is that it introduces basically almost 10 characters, right? It's like the Eternals, but it was done way better. I'm gonna be honest, because here, as much as you got to see him do everything, you didn't get any characterization. When it came down to Eternals, you got way too much characterization and not enough of action, enough of detail of them doing what it is that they were there for. You didn't get to see too much of that. Here with Suicide Squad, it's the complete opposite. You get a shitload of action and humor, but here, you didn't get enough characterization. You kind of don't know too much about these characters. Some of them kind of win, especially Slingshot. He was just there just to fucking die. You didn't know anything about that character. He didn't even get like an introduction type of scene like everyone else. He was just kind of there. So it's mid-tier. It depends on you. See, what was after Suicide Squad? Was it, what? Oh, Wonder Woman. Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is a B, for sure. It's a B. This movie was great all the way up until the end. I do love the Amazonian scenes. That scene was lit, alright? I really did enjoy seeing the Amazonians fight against the German soldiers. That stuff was cool, even though it was a bit CGI heavy. I definitely did enjoy the fact that it was a build-up and that there was just standard humor. It wasn't overdone. It was pretty much current level, and I liked it. I did like the fact that when we got to the No Man scene, it was done. Mwah, it was perfect. I fucking loved it. Especially when Wonder Woman goes into the city and then she's fighting and then she's trying to figure out like why is there a war? What's going on? Oh, this is Ares. I have to find Ares. All that build-up was great. But then the payoff. When we got down to the part with Ares, it was very disappointing. Ares had no characterization at all. You get a little bit in the beginning and obviously in the end when he comes. But in the end of the day, I just wish that Ares' face could have been maybe covered the whole time after he reveals who he is. Instead, you still get the British guy with the mustache. I didn't buy that. But what I liked about this movie especially is the fact that everybody has a part to play. Everybody, including the guys. I'm happy that for this movie, it didn't shame men. Like, that's what almost every single female superhero movie seems to do nowadays, is that there's always men jokes. They're always saying how men are dumb, men are this and that, you know, men can't do shit. And in this movie, it doesn't do that at all. And I like that. You know, that was the point of what Patty Jenkins was doing in the first movie. In the second one, I don't know what the hell happened, but we'll get to that later. So we got two versions of Justice League. We got the Justice League, and then we got Zack Snyder's Justice League. So the Justice League, the 2 hour and... No, it was 2 hours. It was specifically 2 hours. So the Justice League version is a D. The fact that it was a 4-hour movie and he cut it down to damn near half. He added some reshoots, but it didn't help. You just got basically Marvel humor added in here that didn't need to be here. Some of the characters didn't get any characterization. You're introducing 3 characters here: Aquaman, Flash, and Cyborg. Focused on Flash a little bit. You focus on Aquaman, not bad. You know, like you understand some things here and there. His movie was right around the corner. Cyborg was just there. He had no characterization. He was just there to be there, and he felt very underwhelming. You know, he didn't really feel like he needed to be there at times, and I didn't like that. I didn't like Steppenwolf in this movie either. He felt so weak. I felt like Wonder Woman alone could have beat him. I didn't really feel like they needed Superman there, you know, for Steppenwolf to be the villain. Now, some of my likes about that version, I like the GCPD scenes. That was an add-on of Joss Whedon, and I did enjoy that. I liked some of the humor that he did with Barry. I was like, okay, I liked some of it. You know, it was okay. A little overdone at times, but it was alright. You know, Whedon added some things that were okay, but the majority was just bad. And the soundtrack. I'm gonna be honest here. I do like Whedon's soundtrack more than I do the Snyder version. I do. There were some things in the Snyder version that I was like, I don't know. It didn't work for me. It really didn't. And most importantly, the fucking mustache. I hated the CGI mustache, especially in the beginning where you see Henry Cavill's face looking like this. How are you doing? I was like, oh my god. I remember I saw the movie and I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to look out for the scene that has the mustache, see if you can really see it. And it happens right in the beginning of the movie. When I saw that scene with the kids, I was like, oh my god, that was so stupid. Why did that scene need to be there? Okay, Zack Snyder's Justice League gets an S. It's not an elite. I want it to be an elite, but it's not. It's an S. Besides the fact that it's 4 hours, you get more scenes with Wonder Woman. You get more characterizations with Cyborg. You get more characterizations with Barry. You even get a little bit more with Aquaman, for sure. I do like Batman, how they're showing that he uses a lot more gear, how he's able to handle riding with the Justice League, all these superpower being and him being the only human. I do like the fact they show how Superman came back. No, like, Superman's dead. And I like how they brought him here. I like the flashback scene that was done way better. It was Darkseid. They brought in Darkseid here. I love the fact how you brought in the Vikings, the old gods, the Amazonians, the Atlanteans all fighting together. Even the Green Lantern was there. That was epic. I like that scene. I enjoyed Martian Manhunter, even though he didn't do anything. He should have did a lot more in that movie. I did like the fact that that the soundtrack, like I said, at times was fine. I like Barry. I like the fact that Barry had more to do, especially when they were fighting Superman. He had way more to do. He wasn't just there. I definitely did like that. I love the Amazonians. Zack Snyder, man, 300 went into this movie. I really love the Amazonians in this movie. And Steppenwolf, I liked his design a lot better. In the old one, in the Justice version, he looked really cartoony. I didn't like that. I was like, don't bring that Marvel bullshit up in here, alright? Let DC be his own thing. And it did. Steppenwolf looked way more menacing here. I really did like the design. And he was stronger. And obviously, the Speed Force scene, that scene is iconic, man. Like, obviously, whether you like Ezra Miller now, that scene was really done well. And again, Cyborg, he had a bigger part in this movie. Like, he had a way bigger part. More Henry Cavill Superman. They need to do another movie. They really have to, man. It's been so long. But the reason why it's not an elite. Now, here are the negatives. I don't like the soundtrack at times. At times, it didn't work, especially the scene with Aquaman. The movie has some pacing issues. It's 4 hours, so at some point, you're gonna need to take a break. It was just way too long, certain scenes. The slow-mo definitely didn't help. Zack Snyder likes to add slow-mo in his films, and sometimes they're pretty great. But at times, it felt like it didn't need to be used. Like when Wonder Woman was at the bank, and then she blew up the building for no reason. And then you just see the cop just looking up the whole time, and he's taking his time. And I was like, did you really need to do that? Some of Zack Snyder's humor, it was hit and miss. It wasn't great, but I honestly didn't need to be there. But even though it was there, I appreciated it for what it was. Zack Snyder was trying here. He really was, and I did like that. And then Darkseid, man. Whoa, I love Darkseid. I love the ending. That was awesome. Oh, and then Lois Lane. Lois Lane was just useless, man. Like, I remember Martian Manhunter went up to her, and he was just like, Lois Lane, they need you. I was like, no, motherfucker, they need you. I was like, what did they need her for? You're Martian Manhunter. Why didn't you help? I hated the fact that he wasn't involved. That really got on my nerves. So I was just like, ugh. What was the oh, Shazam. Shazam is a B. It's a B. It's at the same level as Wonder Woman for sure. It's an A. It's an A, actually. When you watch Shazam, you do have a fun time with this movie. The villain was okay. I felt like it could have been better. I do like Billy Batson in the movie. I do like the actor that plays Billy Batson. You know, he's very believable. I do like the action that was here. The humor was obviously there. You know, you do have a fun time. Just say my name, Billy! I do like that, and I even like the risk that they took in the end. I wasn't expecting for Shazam to have his side characters, you know, the side heroes with him there. I wasn't expecting that, you know, and he was there. The fact that they did that move already, I wasn't expecting that till like the second movie, and it paid off. I love the characterization for Billy Batson. I like why he's there. I like showing the dynamic between him and his mom, and why he was chosen, and even though he didn't care, and the fact that he knew he was doing some shady stuff, and he was like, no, that wasn't right. Like, I liked it, and Shazam is a fun time in general, so hell yeah, it's an A. It's an A. It's not a B, it's an A. I honestly find Shazam better than Wonder Woman at times. Ugh, Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey is a D. I do appreciate the fact that when the movie came out, they did do reshoots. You could tell the action scenes were done much better. Ewan McGregor was interesting as Black Mask. I did like Ewan McGregor as an actor, I really do, but unfortunately as Black Mask, it was just a little overhyped. He was trying to be way too over the top crazy. I didn't really feel like he needed to do that. Black Mask doesn't necessarily act like that in the comics or in the animated movies or anything like that. He's pretty calm. You know, he's kind of serious at times actually. But yeah, it was just a little overutilized. Some of the side characters in Birds of Prey, I didn't feel like they did much. They were just kind of there. Black Canary. I did not like Black Canary in that movie, especially with her power. I didn't like how some of the characters were used here. Obviously, Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, because she did produce the movie. She did a good job as a character. She put in her effort. She did her best with the movie. But honestly, regardless of it, it just wasn't there. I honestly felt like Birds of Prey could have been done way better. Way better. It's not god-awful. It's not even average. It's really not. So, it's a D. It's a D. It really is. And that's sad. It seems like, in my opinion, DC struggles when it comes down to team build-up movies, you know? I mean, besides Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, but Birds of Prey and Suicide Squad are kind of, right? Oh, Aquaman, okay. Aquaman's a B. It's a B. I know there's people that didn't like the movie. I don't know why. They're saying that it's stupid. James Wan did a good job with the movie. Remember, Aquaman was always being made fun of before. Nobody took that character seriously at all. And I felt bad about that. But here, Jason Momoa did justice to the character. Was he like Amber Heard or not, right? I mean, this was before all that went down. Amber Heard here was fine in the film. The pacing was fine at times. I didn't necessarily like the middle of the film where they were in the desert. I felt like that was kind of, that's where the movie kind of went down a little bit. And at times it felt like an anime, but it's superheroes, right? So it's like, what do you expect? It's kind of the point. And the villain was there. I did like the villain. There was two villains technically, his brother, and then there was a Mantis guy, I think. I forgot his name, Black Manta or something. And James Wan did a good job with the visuals. He wanted to make sure the visuals were done before the trailer even came out. And the Kraken, as cool as he was, I feel like he could have done more. Let me see, am I missing any other? Wonder Woman 84. Why was this made? Why was this made, Patty Jenkins? Why? What happened here? Like, I don't understand. How do you go from Wonder Woman to 84? Like, what happened? I did not like Cheetah for shit. Cheetah was just, ugh. She was just like your standard nerdy character, basically from Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Jamie Foxx. I didn't like what they did here with Cheetah, and the CGI was bad. That's why they did it at night. This wasn't even a Wonder Woman film. It was Diana Prince, the film. That's what it was. Wonder Woman only came up like 2 or 3 times at most, out of a 2-hour and like 20-minute film. Why was it 2 hours and 20 minutes? And in the beginning, oh my god, I don't know what happened. It's like almost every guy here is an idiot. No girl can make any mistakes. Like, it was just all guys. Guys were morons in this movie. I don't know why. The villain, the guy who could grant wishes, it was kind of dumb. I didn't really like the power of it, you know. Basically, when you get a wish, there's gonna be a consequence or something like that. I guess that was the message of the film. I didn't like how Wonder Woman brought back her guy. Instead of bringing back the guy fully, he came back as someone's consciousness. Why was it brought back like that? I don't understand. That was such a weird way to do it. Okay, Verse, now for the TV shows. I'm gonna try to do this quickly because I wanted to go more into depth about the movies and the TV shows. Arrow, the Arrowverse that started it. It's a B. It started out pretty good, and then once we got into season 4, it focused on a bunch of love triangles and love romance and drama. Ugh, it just got so boring. And that's why they kind of had to cancel it. They canceled it, but they ended it. 8 seasons. It's a B. It's not a bad show. You do enjoy it, especially the first 3 seasons. I highly enjoy the first 3 seasons. Where is it? Where's the Flash? Flash. It's mid-tier. Now, I know people are like, what? Hear me out. When Flash first started, it was great. Like, I would have put Flash at an A for like the first 2 seasons. But then once season 3 came, it went downhill for Flash. Flashpoint was done way too early. Flashpoint should have been at least season 5 or 6. Besides that, there's just so much being overdone with the Speed Force. I know for the Flash, yeah, the Speed Force is going to be used a lot, but it was just so overutilized. Criminals were getting the Speed Force, random pedestrians were getting the Speed Force, the Flash at times kept losing the Speed Force numerous times. It got so fucking boring. The villains had control of the Speed Force. His side characters ended up getting powers. Even the side characters started getting the Speed Force. Oh my god, it was just, yeah. Even Killer Frost got the Speed Force. I was like, why is Killer Frost with the Flash? Like, Killer Frost isn't necessarily a villain of the Flash to my knowledge. I was like, why is she here? And it turned out that she was a different persona. I was like, what? That's not Killer Frost. It was just overdone. Oh my god, and then Iris. Bruh, Iris. You're not gonna like Iris in this version, man. Like, Iris is just... If it wasn't for Iris, I would have put it at a B. No, there's too many fillers for some of these CW shows, for sure. There's way too many fillers. But the villains for the Flash, especially in season 7, was laughable. Okay, it was completely laughable. I don't even know why the heck they were even trying to go on. Like, this show needs to end already, in my opinion. So it's mid-tier. You either like it or you don't. It's a mid-tier. Gotham. Let me do Gotham. I fucking love Gotham. So Gotham is a B. It's the origins of Gotham, and I like how it shows how the villains were and how they build up to being the head. What makes it a B for me and not an A is the fact that, for one, it had a rough start, and two, I didn't like the ending. It was interesting, but I didn't like the ending. I really did not. There were some things where I was like, I'm a little lost. Like, what's Joker? Characterization, plot, you know, story-wise, detective story-wise, I liked it. I really, really liked it. I didn't love it. I liked Constantine. I'm gonna get the shows that only have one season just to get those out of the way. So Constantine was canceled after one season. It's a B. It's a B because I watched Constantine and I felt like it was mistreated. Constantine is a very interesting character. It really is. I just felt like they didn't give Constantine enough time to shine. You know, and it was on BBC. Who the fuck is gonna watch a superhero show on BBC? That's like a British channel, by the way. Like, come on now, right? Like, don't. Come on. Watchmen. Watchmen is mid-tier. I saw it on HBO. There's only one season. It's not bad, but there are some problems. I gotta read the Watchmen comic. I do have it. I just wish there was more. There was more done. It wasn't focused on the main characters. It was more on the side characters, really. Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing is a B. It was supposed to be a horror type of superhero show. Swamp Thing was canceled after just one season. I don't know why. James Wan was producing the film too. It didn't have any time to shine. It's a B, man. Like, you need to bring Swamp Thing back. Krypton. Krypton was on Sci-Fi. At least 80% of the shows on Sci-Fi are gonna get canceled, and Krypton was one of them. It lasted 2 seasons. Season 1 was okay. Season 2, you could tell they tried hard. They did not want the show to get canceled. They brought in so many characters, including Doomsday, but it didn't help. It's not great, and it's not bad either, so it's mid-tier. Doom Patrol is on its 3rd season. It's alright. It's mid-tier. I don't know too much about Doom Patrol in the comics. I gotta kind of read a little more, but it's doing alright. It's not great. There are some things about it that I do have issues with, especially with some of the characters and some of the villains, actually. But it's mid-tier. I know some people do like it, especially since it is on HBO. So, hell yeah. Titans. Titans. Mid-tier. It had a rough start. It really did. I don't like what they did with Starfire, man. I don't like Cyborg. Raven is just your emo goth chick. It was just drama with her. Robin is just a little too whiny here until it got a little bit better later. Beast Boy, I was really worried about Beast Boy. I don't care that he's Asian. I just was worried about the CGI, and sure enough, I was right in the beginning. He kept talking about how he loved being the tiger, clearly for budgets. I'm thinking to myself, why are you gonna bring in Beast Boy if you know you're not gonna do him properly? And then Starfire. Oh my god, Starfire was like the most controversial character. Everybody kept looking at Starfire and people were like, she looks like a hooker. And then people kept going around saying, oh, how dare you, you're racist, you're this and that, for calling her that just because she's black. And then people were like, no, but look at how she looks like. And then people were like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. And people were like, all right, well, fuck off, sorry. And then you watch the show and oh yeah, she's a prostitute. I was like, why? What are you guys doing with Starfire? What happened to my Starfire? Oh my god, man. Pennyworth, I haven't watched. I don't know too much about Pennyworth, so I can't say. I think it's supposed to be kind of like Gotham a little bit, but I'll check it out, but it's nothing that I'm really looking forward to. It's whatever. Okay, our one and only animated Batman, Brave and the Bold. That's an A. I did watch that show growing up. It's very enjoyable. Some of the side characters I'm kind of like, but it's whatever. There's interpretations of everything. Stargirl, surprisingly, is mid-tier. It started off okay, and then it got into the, am I worthy of being a hero? Am I not? And I'm just like, oh, we're doing that again. So it's mid-tier. It's just a bunch of mid-tiers. DC's Legends of Tomorrow. It's a B. It's a B. Surprisingly, I'm not gonna lie. I've been checking the show out here and there, and they've actually been doing a good job with it. But it's actually, they have fun with that show, especially with Jonah Hex. I fucking love Jonah Hex. You know, whenever they bring him, I'm like, bring more of Jonah Hex. Black Lightning is mid tier. It's nothing special. And after a while, I was kind of thinking about putting it at a D, just because of the fact that they keep bringing in a lot of the, you know, social issues. I'm like, look, we're here to watch superheroes and not really talk about political stuff going on. So if you're gonna just be talking about that a lot more, I guess. Superman and Lois. It's a B. So, I'm not gonna lie, season 1 I did like. I had some problems, but I do like it. I like Superman being Superman finally. I don't buy the actor as Superman. The look just doesn't really fit Superman to me. But I'm like, alright, because maybe that was the best they were able to go with. And he does a good job. I'm not gonna shame the actor for that. He does a good job with what he's given. Season 2 is getting a little rough. I'm not gonna lie, I have some problems with season 2. Okay, I wanted to save these two for last. Supergirl gets a D. It's not too terrible because in the beginning it started off fine. Once the side characters started coming in. Wow, it just became social justice up the ass. And it shames me because this is the first TV show that introduced a trans character that was a superhero, and I am a fan of her, Nicole. But regardless, I didn't like Supergirl, man. There's just so many things going on. Honestly, I think at season 4 it should have just ended. It kept going. You're like, there's another season? Why? And the visuals for this show got even worse, especially in season 5. I was like, why is this shit still on? I don't understand it. Especially since it started off with 5 million views and it went down to 1 million views. Supergirl was just beyond done. I don't know why it kept going. It's a D. Batwoman is an F. I want to put it as why this was made, but I'm like, okay, I get it. You want to bring a Bat character into the Arrowverse, so alright. So what a better way than to do Batwoman? Of course, the thing here is that they're introducing a lot of LGBTQ characters. That's all they're focused on. It's just LGBTQ characters. So of course they're going to bring in Batwoman. The problem with her show is there's a lot of reasons. One, they just focus on her making out a lot. It's like it got so over to the point where I was like, we get it, you're gay. Who gives a shit? Like, what's the story? You get into the story. For one, I don't like the reason for why Batman left. That made no sense to me why he left. The fact that he supposedly he failed to save some people or something like that, and I guess he felt like he wasn't worthy, so he left. The villains for Batwoman in season 1 were terrible. Everything was just so uninteresting. Batwoman as a character was just, it was just social justice warrior up the ass.
The suit isn't perfect. The suit will look perfect when it's on a woman.
I was like, get the fuck out of here. That's not how Batwoman acts in the comics at all. That's not Batwoman. Now, if you were to bring in Batwoman season 2 and 3, I would put that in the why was this made? Because after Batwoman 1 left, obviously they changed it. Of course, they're always changing the races of these characters. I don't really feel like they have to do that. They did when it came down to Batwoman. Instead of just canceling it, they replaced her with a black actor. She was fine. Her performance was fine. It's just the material that she was given was not great. But yeah, Verse, this is my list of the DC movies and shows. I know some are missing, but some aren't even out yet. Again, James Gunn's Suicide Squad is in here. If it was here, I would put it as a B. It's a B. Other than that though, Verse, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? Let me know. I'd be happy to hear. Again, I wanted to show you guys my rankings for some of these movies and shows. Obviously, I gave you guys explanation. That's why this video is long. But just know that I'm going to be doing another movie tier list, and it's going to be with Marvel. Oh my god, I know people are waiting for that one, right? Because everybody knows I have some things to say about Marvel here and there. But other than that though, Verse, this is the one for DC. This is my ranking and what I think, which ones are great, which ones are okay, and which ones are shit. Okay, so other than that though, Verse, if you guys like what you saw, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification for more content as always, Verse. Look forward to the next tier list video, and with that said, have a wonderful day, Verse. I'll see you guys later.